So I think it's pretty safe to say the Philadelphia Eagles were one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. They went 4-12, and to no one's surprise, Doug Pederson has been fired. Him and the Philadelphia Eagles have decided to go separate ways. And this is actually surprising to me. I get it, the Eagles are bad, 4-12, a lot of drama, a lot of injuries, a lot of questions to be answered, but at the end of the day, Doug Pederson won a Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles. He brought them their only ring in franchise history. I thought he would be a made man around that franchise. Obviously, that's not the case. Again, him and the Eagles have decided to go separate ways. And I know a lot of people are thinking this is because the Eagles went 4-12, but honestly, that's not the case, and that's what I'm going to dive into the rest of this video. What's the real reason Doug Pederson was fired? You don't just simply fire Super Bowl winning coaches after a bad 4-12 season with a ton of injuries. Now quickly, before we dive into the rest of this video, if you're new to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on noties. I post sports videos almost daily, and you don't want to miss a video. Alright, so after doing a ton of research, mind-boggling research, I pretty much came up with two key reasons why the Eagles and Doug Pederson decided to go separate ways. So first up, we have questionable decisions. The past 2 years in Philadelphia, you can pretty much say Doug Pederson has made a pretty good amount of questionable decisions that honestly everyone just didn't agree with. We're going to start with the NFL draft. The Eagles decided to draft Jalen Hurts in the second round. This was mind-boggling to everybody because they already had a franchise quarterback, and most teams, when they're invested and committed to their franchise quarterback, instead of drafting another quarterback, they draft some offensive weapons, maybe an offensive tackle to shore up that O-line, maybe a receiver, maybe a tight end, maybe a new target, a new weapon. They pretty much want to ensure their franchise QB can be competent, can make plays, so they get him some more assets, some more weapons on offense. But again, Doug Pederson, he decided to draft Jalen Hurts, which again, a lot of people question, including Carson Wentz. Now we all know how that played out. Wentz ended up getting benched during the season, Hurts ended up starting, and Carson Wentz ended up demanding a trade. Now, this isn't an indictment on Jalen Hurts' talent. I think he's a pretty solid quarterback that has a lot of potential, but I think it's pretty safe to say the way things turned out, this was a terrible draft pick. And to paint the picture a little bit better for you, think back to the 2019 Eagles. They were an injury-ridden team too. The Eagles had just been beaten up by the injury bug the past 2 years. So for Doug Pederson to not get any insurance for that O-line, to not get Carson Wentz any new weapons on offense, again, this is a very questionable decision. And again, a big reason why I think him and the Eagles are parting ways. Now, the second big reason is Carson Wentz. We all know the NFL is a business. The money, the financials, the numbers matter. To put things as simple as possible, the Eagles just can't simply trade away Carson Wentz. One, if they trade him away, who are they going to sign? Who are they going to pick up? Who's going to be the starting QB to quarterback this franchise for the next decade? It's very hard to find potential starting QBs. And two, if they were to trade Carson Wentz away, it would cost them a ton of money in just dead cap, dead money, wasted money. It's just not good for the overall health of the franchise. And it honestly set an Eagles rebuild back probably another 2 or 3 years, fishing, hunting, praying for another franchise caliber QB. So not wanting to waste a lot of money and not wanting to dispose of Carson Wentz after one bad season and one kind of questionable benching, the Eagles front office pretty much decided to hitch their wagon to Carson Wentz instead of Doug Pederson. Now, it's reports coming out that Doug Pederson wanted to part ways. He wasn't happy with the way the organization was running. He didn't like that he was being bossed around and couldn't do what he wanted to do. That said, I think the Eagles gave Doug Pederson a pretty good leash. They kind of let him do what he wanted to do. But again, the questionable decisions just started piling up on top of each other. And your franchise quarterback demanding a trade out is just no good. You can't have it. You can't afford it. So I think it's safe to say, one, Carson Wentz is going to be the starting QB for the Eagles moving forward. Two, you can put those trade convos, trade scenarios, trade machines to rest. The biggest question out of all of this now, honestly, is what happens to Jalen Hurts? Is this going to be a guy that gets traded for some assets, for some pieces? Because think about it. In the games he started, he looked good. He looked good versus the Packers. I think he played the Packers. He looked good versus the Saints. He looked good versus a good amount of teams, man. Now, of course, he wasn't game-breaking, dazzling, and doing crazy stuff, but neither was Lamar Jackson when he first started. But after a full offseason, getting a new playbook installed for him and his talents, Lamar Jackson looks pretty damn good. And I think there are some teams out there eyeing Jalen Hurts, you know? I think this past summer, Taysom Hill was in talks for being a franchise QB. If guys are thinking about making Taysom Hill the franchise QB, I think Jalen Hurts has a good shot at landing a QB job somewhere around this league, man. But yeah, there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully, I wasn't too scatterbrained. And again, if you're new to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on noties. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.